Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. So I'm here with my continuation lesson on emotional intelligence. So we are learning about emotional competence, and in my previous lesson we learnt about social awareness, where we left midway through. In the social awareness, that is empathy, there are some 5 subcomponents, and in that 5 subcomponents we learnt about some 3 about the first is understanding others, second is service orientation, and third is developing others. In this we will learn the next 2 part. So the fourth emotional competence in social awareness is leveraging diversity. Okay, what do we mean by leveraging diversity? See, when we work in any place, we will get along with people from we will work with people who comes from a diverse background. Okay, um, in today's world, no, when you work in a multinational company, you may even get to work with people from foreign companies. But even here in India, you may get to work with different types of people. In fact, different class, different communities, and people from in fact, you may be a top level executive, you have to get along with the lower level at the people who are working at the floor level. Okay, so you may have to also get along with the higher level executives. So there is a diverse group. Okay, you will have to work here. Very important is not having any biases and intolerance towards these groups. Okay, when you work with the group, no, people, there are different types of people, and one of the biggest problem with the working in a diverse group is some people have this attitude of having this preconceived notion about certain group of people. That is what you say, stereotyping, having some stereotypes about certain class of group of people. Okay, in fact, people who are well educated, no, think that people who are not educated are as worthy of their time. They won't even take any feedback or suggestion from them. That should not be the case. There are occasions when people who have been highly educated do not cannot come up with solutions, where people who have not have that education but have very good common sense and experience, they come up with some great solutions. Okay, there are plenty of examples. In fact, even today, if you go to a company, you may find a MBA manager working in a top level management, and you may find a person who have joined that company in a younger age, like 16 17 years, and he have worked his way through, and he is working for 20 years like that in that company, and he may not have that education, he may have been a school dropout, but he may still have extraordinary expertise about that company's functioning and the ideas to solving the problem, rather than the new MBA educated person. Okay, in fact, I was always amazed by this capacity. People who are said to be highly educated do not even have basic common sense. Okay, ideas. Okay, basic, they may think big, but they don't even act at the basic level. They were never even trained or taught that way. But the person who have come from the bottom level, no, will have a very good idea about minute details, so they will come up with a good idea. So using those people is called leveraging diversity. Okay, ideas from any source, the diverse group of people. In fact, as a, if you are, if we ever become a higher level manager, no, we should never hesitate to discuss a problem with the subordinates. Don't ever have this attitude of what ideas that these uneducated people could give. They may give some extraordinary insights. Okay, there are plenty of examples. Okay, in fact, um, there is this case of the great former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Kamaraj. Okay, he is in school dropout. he became a chief minister, one of the most intelligent person, common sense person. Okay, and there are situations when in the government department, big engineers, IAS officers who could not come up with solutions to certain problems, he will come up with plenty of problems. There are plenty of examples about it. I'm not going deep into those things, but he became a chief minister because he had that common sense and because he could come up with such kind of solutions. So appreciating this diverse groups and appreciating and leveraging that diversity is a very important competence. Okay, and there may also be people from different classes, different communities, and having stereotype about them is a very bad skill, because when you have a stereotype, no, you always label that person like that. For example, one of the worst stereotype, I'm not giving an Indian example because I can't it's a very sensitive topic, but in America, no, one of the biggest stereotype as quoted by Daniel Goleman in his book was, lot of people usually used to believe that people who African Americans, that is African American people, they do not have high intelligence. The white people thinks like that. Some white people, not all, some white people will think that it is a stereotype held by some white people, that is African Americans will not have high intelligent quotient. Okay, but they fail to understand that Obama is the most intelligent and most educated person and one of the greatest communicator ever in recent times. Okay, so having this kind of stereotypes is always bad. You never know what that person is going to bring. If America has ignored a person like Obama, they wouldn't have such a great orator and such a great person as a charismatic person as the president. Okay, so having stereotype, you may never know who is offering what kind of thing to your thing. See, some people when they become big in the power position, they think they know everything, and they actually what you say, ignore people who are not at their level. They may even mock at them. They may be even make fun of them. Okay, and these kind of things should not be part. That is what I said in my first introduction in this, that you should not have bias and intolerance. These are all very, very crucial. You never know when that person is going to that other person is going to become so big. Okay, in fact there are plenty of examples in the cinema field. Okay, a person was once ignored as he is not having a face to look at. Why this kind of guys are coming to acting like that? Okay, there was criticism. That guy was called today celebrated in Tamil cinema as the number one or superstar, that Vijay. Okay, once he was actually quoted like that. So that is kind of having some bias and intolerance towards. You never know what a person is going to bring. Okay, you might think that you have evaluated correctly. No. So that is why in an organization, when there are diverse group, pooling that talent, using that diversity is a very important skill. Okay, so with this the fourth is this is the fourth competence, that is leveraging diversity. Now we'll go to the fifth component, that is political awareness. Okay, and this is a very, very important skill when you work with the group. Okay, in any group, in any organization, there will be politics, whether it is a family, whether it is a small company, whether it is a large company. Don't think only in the politics there will be politics. In any group, social group, when there are two people involved, more than two people involved, there will always be politics. And this awareness is very important, and reading the power relationship in the group is very important for to be successful. Okay, and this is very important for people who are going up the ladder. When you go up the ladder, no, you have to increase your political skills. Without political skills, you can never stay at the top level. So this is very important. It is very clearly identifying where the power exists in an organization. For example, if you are already salesperson, a sales team leader, okay, you are going to a customer, okay, to meet a customer, to get a job. You should know in that organization who holds the key to power and who is the main person who will make the decisions to buy that product, and you have to move with that person rather than simply going to that office. Okay, so this political awareness. So you want to make a sales, you want to understand what is the political current in that organization. In fact, in that organization, the person that you are meeting, that for example you are going to meet that the purchase manager of that company, that person may not be that strong. There may be another guy, even that may be a person not related, even related to the purchase department, but that person might hold the power. So you should know that. Okay, for example, I will give a very classical example. When the British East India Company first came into India, no, they wanted to start a factory in India, East India Company. They went to meet Jahangir. Jahangir was the then Muslim king in India. Okay, but Jahangir is a person who was living a life of luxury, drinking and like that. Okay, at that point of time, the power was held in that organization, that is in fact in that kingdom, not with the Jahangir. It was held by Noor Jahan, and for some time they went behind Jahangir, and nothing happened, and they later on went behind Noor Jahan, and like that they finally got. Okay, so in fact it is even said that first when they got that approval, the Portuguese who had more influence in the court with Noor Jahan, no, they were able to block that. In fact, Jahangir initially gave them some approval, but because the Portuguese understood the power situation in the Mughal Empire, they made that political group, Noor Jahan and other people, no, they made and they blocked so the British East India Company has to face a tough fight. Finally, they find all those things and they started a factory. It took some time, for more than 2 years like that, right? So that is very important, in fact. So political awareness, and you have to detect the crucial social network if you want to know about an organization. What is the social network in an organization? See, in every organization there will be different types of people, and they will form groups, and one group will commit themselves as in group, and they won't bring other group of people, so they will form a group, and there will be some political networks in an organization. Okay, political network means some people, some 4 or 5 people with similar interests, similar background, similar class or community, like that they will form, and they will work with one, they will work coordination, with coordinated activity. And we have to identify, if you are a big manager, if you have to know the power structure of the organization, no, you also have to detect that. And if you have to get an information about people, no, identifying what is the social network is very important. I'll give another example. It is from a film. Okay, in fact, in one film, it was a Tamil film called Maunam Sammadam, where Mammootty was trying to get some information from a bank about an employee in a bank. Okay, so he will go and meet that manager of that company. That manager was very recently posted, so he may not have that much information. so he is not giving that information. Okay, so that manager will actually act very irrationally with them. So Mammootty and the other guy who went with them, no, they will come out, and at that time there will be a peon. That peon was working in that company for nearly 40 years, that bank, and he will tell to him, if you want an information, you have to come to me. I am working in this company for 40 years. That guy is just working for 6 years. You have in this company, each and everybody's secret I know. It is not the manager who knows everything about that company's social network. It is that ordinary peon who knows everything about that company. So in that organization, if you have to get any information about that bank, no, that peon is the vital. In fact, they will bribe the peon and they will get the information. Okay, so the social network, who knows the social network, who has the power structure. Okay, there are many situations. In fact, if you are posted as a collector in certain areas, no, there will be some hierarchy in there. In fact, there will be some you have to do something to that district in some places. Okay, you may meet some people, okay, that is formally elected, okay, people to get the job done, but there may be some informally elected people in that village who might hold the power, and that person's approval, that person's contacting that person will make that job to be finished is without any problem. So we have to know that. So in any situations, this political awareness about who holds the power structure, what happens, okay, that is very very important. If you are working in an organization, no, there will be a direct hierarchy in any organization. There will also be some informal communications happening in an organization, and a very good effective manager will have a clear understanding about all these informal politics. In fact, when I was working in a company, I know a manager who was a very common sense, highly driven, and at the same time he has this skill, political skill. He knows each and everything about that organization. In fact, I was deeply inspired by that manager. In fact, I tried to actually model him, but he is something extraordinary. In fact, I can never achieve that kind of political skills. Okay, in fact, I lack the political skill. One of the reason I ended up being a mediocre performer was I lacked the political skill. In fact, in order to have this political skill, no, you need to have a very good self-awareness and self-control. Without self-awareness and self-control, you could never develop the political awareness. One of my biggest problem is, although I have some amount of self-awareness, I am having a very poor self-control. So because I am not having that self-discipline and self-control, no, I always lacked this skill, political awareness. You can never achieve this. That's why I said all these skills are interrelated. If you don't have one skill, one competence, you will not have the other. Okay, so that is what about this skill. So political awareness is also a very very important social awareness skill. Okay, so in empathy we learned about 5 important things. In my previous class we learned about 3: understanding others, service orientation, and developing others. In this class we learned about leveraging diversity and political awareness. Okay, in my next class we will learn about the social skills. Okay.